perspective, you're being able to take down characters like Aegis, like Palutena, with just this lone pink blob.
All right, well, it's all up to Gafce now. You've got to face down the giant, the Spanish giant in the form of Sisqui as we get into our very first game of the day. And straight away, look at that. Okay, that up tilt straight away there, setting up onto that top central platform. The threat that that can create in terms of potential rest setups is fantastic. So straight away, Gafce making the stage work to their advantage and giving Sisqui a little bit of a fright in the opening goings. But once Sisqui gets a bit of control, that can be hard to find those kinds of opportunities again.
This is going to be a really interesting match as well, Galaxy, because Jigglypuff is such an aerial character. That's going to make it a little bit difficult for Samus, who does have strong aerials, but doesn't have the greatest jump height in the world. So can just struggle to kind of get up there. So if Gafce is able to just navigate around this, we could see an interesting match. But you saw immediately, right at the start of the game, Sisqui got a lead, and then immediately just sort of retreated to that left side, started charging up the neutral B, and that made it really difficult for Gafce to actually get in, because someone got to navigate around that. Obviously, Sisqui can then mix up with any kind of aerial that he wanted, and that's why we saw then that up air as well, just taking the first stock away. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Gafce is able to navigate around Sisqui, who is able to just mix up all these different options.
And even moments ago when we saw Gafce try and go deep for the edge guard, just getting interrupted by an up air from Sisqui while Sisqui's off stage. So it seems there's no particular stage of the game where Gafce can really count on anything, but great block on the attempted get up attack, and the air dodge scouted. That's going to be the Gafce first stock. They're keeping things even. They are going toe to toe with the giant here.
Yeah, I love the way that Gafce was just navigating that off stage as well. Just kind of sort of retreated back a little bit, but still piling on the pressure towards that right side, so that when Sisqui was, just trying to make his way back home, just could not actually find a way in that new, obviously that forward air taking it. But Sisqui retaliating in full force right now, a full stock up in this game one of Galaxy.
Oh, that's so rough. We had the roll in caught. Puff almost made it pass around the back of Samus with that roll in from ledge, but still just about got caught. And look at this, 76%, gets the up tilt rest, but I think you might be dead if this is a sweet spot forward smash. Went for the down
no,
air,
that's it,
misses
that's it.
it on the first time, but grabs it on the second time of asking somehow. Confirms into the up B off of it. Almost makes a complete dog's dinner out of that one, but he pulls it out of the bin and sorts it out. Just.
Yeah, that is... I mean, that's rough, buddy. That's rough. Literally getting the kill with the rest there, and then just, yeah. Unfortunately, Sisqui able to just come right back down. You did see Sisqui miss the first down air as well, but had enough time to just load up a second one. Straight into the up B, and that was just that, Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, that feels really bad.
Yes,
There's really no other way of putting that. That feels rough. I mean, honestly, I don't think you feel too horrible there if you Gafce. You've hit one of your rest confirms. You've kept it toe-to-toe. It was just that sort of, that penultimate portion of that game where you lose like 60-70% odd in just a second. And that's what Sisqui does best, right? He takes control away from you for 1 second. You look over your shoulder, you look back, and his fist is already here. It's just, he takes control of the game in ways that you're not expecting, just in the moment that when you're not switched on for 1 millisecond. He takes control, and by then it's already too late. So just keeping that focus just permanently locked in, not giving Sisqui a single opening, and you can squeeze him out of the game, but good God, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, you really said it best, because that just control was the biggest part of that game, and Sisqui, for the large part, was in full control. There was obviously some moments there, as you talked about, where just, he was obviously able to navigate around Sisqui and get those aerials in, and obviously get the rest set up as well. But just as every single moment, Sisqui was just able to rob back control. So it'd be really, really interesting to see how Gafce is able to just, attack this second game. But already it's looking pretty rough. We're going down to the last stock already, Galaxy.
Oh dear, Gafce kind of getting a little bit. Oh no, getting cleaned up. That's one charge shot, one bear. And if that bomb connected, that could have been the end of Jigglypuff. Working with this lightweight is such a challenge. Trying to get these nairs off stage
Oh,
and just gets dumpstered on the underside of the stage. And that is, dare I say, a face of dejection.
a little bit. It's a little bit. Again, like yeah. That's not how you want to start game two. I mean, like as we talked about in game one, you had that sort of that moment where you sort of felt like you actually kind of like had a chance of taking down this incredible player. There was obviously just moments of brilliance from Gafce, but then to get free stocked immediately afterwards. I mean, this is exactly what Sisqui does. He is able to just learn what his opponents do and strike back harder than ever before in each and every game. We're going to the final destination for this one, a quite interesting stage to face off against a Samus who is quite happy, honestly, to just kind of retreat, charge up that neutral B. But obviously, we'll have to see what Gafce is thinking with this choice. There is obviously reason in the madness.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't mind this against Samus. Weirdly enough, Samus is a lot more comfortable with, or not a lot more, but is probably slightly more comfortable with platforms just because of the amount of potential it gives you, especially if you've got a top platform, you've got the safety of the screw attack. As Puff, you do like to set up on platforms yourself, but I think Gafce just is trying to go down a completely different route with it and just try and, like, I'm just going to try and, like, outbox you and use my aerial drift to catch you off guard. Moment. It's still not working though. One like decently strong stray hit, and suddenly Puff goes blasting off, losing that first stock. It's not impossible for Gas, but oh my goodness, Sisqui is out for blood.
Sisqi's trying to end it all there with that massive downer, but not going to find his mark out, giving FCDE just a potential chance coming back. That back end does land sensibly all the way over to that right side. But see, this is still really tough. You give Sisqui any ounce of stage control, and it's going to be incredibly rough. Even like the grab release into that forward tilt there, just a bit more damage. Every single hit is just spelling worse news for FCE right now.
Yeah, goes for the up tilt, doesn't find the kill with it. And the longer this goes on, the more you're going to be feeling rough if you Gas. Samus can still make it back from that. Gas knows that. Grabs it, the forward air. Stays alive in this game for now. But that's a big thing with Samus. You've got to worry about the shield damage. Gas not trying to take these charge shots on shield, because then you could just lose your stock by default. Like, because Jigglypuff just pops and dies. And so you're trying to force your way in, but you're just banging your head against these charge shots. What are you supposed to do here, Smart?
It's so tough to do anything, Galaxy, honestly, because as we said in that first game, if Sisqui is able to just get a bit of stage control or if, like, has a lead, then, why wouldn't he just go to, the other side of the stage and charge up that neutral B? Because that is exactly, just his win condition there. He could just happily charge up and force Gafce to approach him. And, if you do, you could just get hit and it could just almost be over with that forward air. But Gafce is hanging on, but triple digits as a Jigglypuff. This is not the position you want to be in right now, Galaxy.
Oh, no. Could be a perfect start here. Finally finds their way through with the pound, trying to get something started with the up air, but it's not going to happen. Sisqui once again boots Gafce out of the game. A 3-0 in a style that we've come to expect from this Spanish giant. Sisqui